What's up, YouTube? This is Andy with Andy's Dizzy Vlogs. Coming back at you with another school day video. As you can see, I have my steam fitter shirt on. I'm leaving school right now. I like doing these videos because it just gives me a good, because I go to school every other week 90% of the time. Recently we had Labor Day, and of course, as a labor union, that is a big day for us. So that kind of threw off my schedule, so we didn't have class. I didn't have class, and last class I had was 3 weeks ago. So, but normally every 2 weeks I have class. So it's a good indicator to look back on for me to see, specifically 2 weeks apart, how gauge where I've been and how I've been doing. Also, this is I guess a great video for another reason, because was it last night? Today's Thursday. Yeah, so just last night I upped my dose of venlafaxine. So I am now officially on 75 milligrams, which is what I've been working towards, increasing. It's been a while now, but I started at 12.5 milligrams, did that for 2 weeks, and then every week after that I would raise it 12.5 milligrams. So now I'm up to 75, and I just took my first dose last night because I take it 3 times a day. So just before this I was doing 25 in the morning, 25 at lunch, 12.5 before bed. So last night I did 25, 25, and 25. So it's only been a day. Yeah, so we got a school day, and we got an update. So as far as the venlafaxine, the day is still young. I like school days because I get out early compared to my work days. My work days I don't get home till 6-ish. I just got out school and it's 3:30, so I have a lot more of my day I can utilize. So I get done with the gym earlier, so that's awesome. But how I felt in school, I find it interesting, along with, really not enjoying it, but I find it interesting that there is definitely specific environments, and I talked about this in a previous video, but there's definitely environments that bring out my symptoms way more than others. And I can't pinpoint what exactly it is in the environments, because it doesn't, I don't know. So there's this one room when I'm in school. If I'm sitting in a classroom, I'm generally pretty good. And that goes with driving. 90% of the time that goes with just like sitting in my bed. I say 90% because at the end of the day, I can have some residual stuff from the whole day just building up. Your vestibular system gets worn out as the day goes on. The more stuff you do, and after a 10-hour workday and after a workout, my vestibular system is pretty taxed. So, but generally speaking, sitting down, I feel most normal. So being in the classroom is not that big of a deal. But it's a different story walking in between. So we get a break every hour. Get a break every hour for 10 minutes. It's an 8-hour day. So we have eight breaks, 7 breaks. And I usually walk outside. Like, usually the class kind of goes outside. The people who smoke will smoke outside. People who don't will just sit on the bench. It's just nice to get fresh air in between each hour. And just like walking to and from those breaks, I definitely feel, I guess, lightheaded would be the best way to describe it. Lightheaded, and certainly not a spinning dizzy. I've never had that type of vertigo before, but just an unbalanced. And it's not, I think the best description is more lightheaded, because, yeah, I'm going to say that. A lightheadedness is the most apt way to describe how I feel. And it definitely, like, goes from 0 to 70% when I start walking in the hallway. I don't, and it's not the same as if I were to walk at work. You know, it seems like if I were to try to draw correlations, it seems like that, like if I walk at the walking trail, I still have issues. If I walk at work, where it's wide open spaces, I tend to do much better. If I walk in a room, so an enclosed space, but they are large open spaces, man, it's so weird. Large open spaces, so like at school, the hallways are really, like the ceilings are really high and they're wide hallways. I'm guessing that my brain is having a hard time like grounding me in that much space, but then that doesn't make any sense for why I feel better in like really wide open spaces. I don't know if the walls and the ceiling being there, or if it's the lighting, because at work obviously I'm outside. Don't know. But I do know for sure that at school, I'm walking in those hallways, and then there are other rooms where we do like hands-on stuff, so they're like workshops. I definitely don't like being there. And then right now I'm in an HVAC class, and so we have to go out into this lab and work on the AC units, and we're, you know, just kind of learning how that stuff works. And being in that room just instantly makes me lightheaded, and I really, really hate it. And it seems like the longer I stand there, the more uncomfortable I get. And sometimes we're standing there for hours and in that room. I don't know what it is about these spaces that I'm talking about that make me feel this way. It's very strange. So make of that what you will. I still don't know what to make of it. I wish things were more black and white with this condition, because then you would, I mean, I guess it's kind of black and white in regards to me knowing that the hallway and these other 2 rooms in my school give me this sensation, but I don't know why. I guess it's similar to like the Walmart thing, but I don't always feel that way in Walmart. Sometimes I feel okay and not that bad, but it seems like pretty consistently being in these rooms at my school brings on this effect, this negative effect. And then I can sit back in the classroom for another hour and be fine that whole hour. So I don't get that. As far as the venlafaxine, I don't have anything to report on as far as like a negative side effect with the up dose. I did not notice anything different last night when I took it. You know, I will say that I was feeling off, and I should note that I reintroduced caffeine. So I drink, I think I showed you in the last video. I'm not gonna reach down for it, it's on my floor. It's an empty can. It's called True North, and I get them at Walmart, and I found them I actually found them at a health hut, and I started buying them then. This was months and months ago before I stopped drinking caffeine totally. But I go in these cycles where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna cut it out, and I do it for a while, and then I have a semi-decent day or a pretty decent day, and I start feeling good. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have some caffeine, and it seems to be fine that day, and maybe several days, and then it sort of seems like maybe after several days of it, it starts to affect me negatively. Just feeling like not just overstimulated, but it like turns on my symptoms in a way, if that makes sense. Because last night I was feeling like after the gym, after work, and then after the gym. So if you're wondering, I drink that True North, has 110 milligrams of caffeine in it. And I drink that at lunch. I don't have anything for breakfast, and I don't drink coffee. So it's just that one can. It's 110 milligrams at lunch. And then, like right now, I'm on the way to the gym, and I drink this pre-workout C4 Rep Sport. It's just a very standard pre-workout supplement. I started taking them in high school and have taken everything that GNC has sold as far as pre-workouts. But the past several years I have not been taking them because it causes issues. But I have this weird thing where I'm started back up at the gym this week, and I want to get the most out of it, so I cut some of my proportions down, so I'm trying to get under, I'm trying to hit that 200-pound mark again. I did hit 217 a couple days ago, so that was cool. But yeah, so I started taking this again. But if for any of you that have taken it, there's like a small scoop in there, and I might fill up a sixth of that powder in the serving size. So I'm taking like a sixth of the serving that is recommended. So it's very little, but just helps give me some energy for my workout. And it's probably, a lot of it's mental, like me wanting to take it, for my workout. But I should note that I think that maybe the caffeine is negatively affecting me, because I seem to have been doing pretty good with the venlafaxine. It seemed to be helping quite a lot. And then I started reintroducing the caffeine, and yesterday after work and after the gym, I felt just dazed and confused, for anyone who's old enough to get that reference. But no, I did. I was in my kitchen, and I was just could not think, and felt again that lightheadedness. Yeah, and just I guess it was a brain fog. Sorry. I'm on my way to the gym. I'm also drinking amino acids, just because I want to make sure I have enough protein. Because I've been feeling a little weak, and anyway, it doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, about having brain fog. I was just standing in my kitchen feeling I would get up from my dinner table, and I wanted to find my earbuds. And I walked in the kitchen, and I was like, what was I looking for in here? I knew there was something specifically in my kitchen that I got up to go get. My dining room's only 5 feet away. So I'm like, well, why did I just come into my kitchen? and I'd like turn in circles for like a minute, and then I would see my earbuds. I'm like, oh, that's why I came in here. And then I would go sit down, and I'd be like, oh shoot, I need a fork, whatever. And I would get up, go in the kitchen, and I'm like, what did I come in here for? And it's just like that on repeat. And I just feel really confused, and I'm like consciously aware that my brain is not operating normally. Like, I know I physically feel different. I feel lightheaded, and then I also like am aware that I'm confused. Like, I know that I'm trying to think of something. It's just a very obvious state of being that I know something's off. And I don't know if that's, like, I'm getting a headache right now, actually. It like just came on. Anyways, to get away from that, yes, that was yesterday after the gym. In general, I have been a lot better with the venlafaxine. I think it has been helping quite a bit. Now, I was reading online, somebody said they were up to 110 milligrams, and it took away all of their dizziness, all of their headaches. So unless I get like some negative side effect, I think I'm gonna keep increasing it until I either get a negative side effect, or if I don't, I'm just gonna keep increasing it until my symptoms are gone completely, and I'm like totally normal and feeling great. So I think I mentioned before that the venlafaxine gave me dry mouth. You'd have to go back specifically and look at my videos to check, because each video I have a video for each time I've upped my dose on the venlafaxine, so you can see what I said. But I think that I said that it gave me dry mouth, and that may have happened on like 2 occasions for like a half an hour or an hour, and after that I didn't notice it. So it's hard to even call that a side effect. It did happen. It was noticeable. It definitely came from the medication, but it was like such a minor inconvenience that it really was not a big deal at all. So yeah, I mean, I mostly have good things to say about the venlafaxine. I think it's helping. I think the next step is to put me on the same dose, but a time-released 75 milligram capsule, so that I don't have to take it 3 times a day. And I know I mentioned, I think probably in 2 videos now, that I'm gonna email Dr. Bay and see how far I can come down off of the gabapentin, because I don't think it ever did anything for me, and the less things that I'm on, the better. But I already came down 800 milligrams on my own without consulting him, which is probably not the smartest idea, but as I said in the past, I've taken gabapentin before, and it's not like a benzodiazepine where if you just come off it, you're gonna die or anything. So, but I am gonna email him and ask him about that, and tell him that I dropped it a little bit. So yeah, that's about it. I think things are doing better. I'm optimistically anticipating going to the 75 milligram time release, and honestly, I want to keep increasing it, like I said, until one of 2 things happens. I either have something negative enough that I like come back down from it, or it takes all of my symptoms away, or 99% of them away, and that's obviously the goal. So So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. But that's what's going on for now. So it's about 10 to 4, and I'm on my way to the gym. Also, totally unrelated, sort of, not totally unrelated, but I decided I do a lot of like oddball YouTube watching. I watch a lot of strange things that are not they're not negative by any means, but you know, like I just watch random stuff. Sometimes I watch History Channel documentaries, but don't really pay much attention to them. I just kind of put them on. Sometimes I don't know, I just watch random YouTube videos, but I'll say this, it's not specifically geared towards making me better in any way. And I've been a pretty big fan of Jordan Peterson for a while. I discovered Jordan Peterson 2 or 3 years before he blew up to what he is today. And I just found his lectures online, because before he became famous, he was literally just uploading his lectures, and he started doing it in 1996 when he was a professor at Harvard. He would upload every single lecture he did on his class called Maps of Meaning. And I think I watched clips of his stuff from like 2016, 2017, University of Toronto for that same class. But I listened to his audiobook 12 Rules for Life. I enjoyed it. And I figured, since I do have all this sort of dead space in my day where I'm just like either driving or rowing for 10 minutes at the gym, you know, just on all my commute times, my shower, eating dinner, I figured, why not you're trying to better your condition. I'm trying to better my physical state. Why not try to, you know, put some positive, positive stuff in for my mental state as well. So that's what I've been doing. I just started it, but that's my goal. That's what I plan on doing. It's 12 lectures, and they're each about 2 to 3 hours long. So it is, you know, quite a bit of content, but I already finished one yesterday, and I'm like maybe a half an hour into the second one. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, you know, and I'm guilty of this, of being negative, because it's very easy to be negative. I mean, when you're in school and you're trying to learn something, and your head is just like your head feels dizzy and sick, and you know, it's frustrating. I'm trying to learn something, and I can't concentrate because I feel this like physically off sensation that nobody gets, and it's hard to describe, and you don't know why it's happening to you. And you take all these medications, you know, you just go down the list of like the woe is me, and trust me, I've done that to the nth degree, and sometimes I still get stuck in those loops, but I want to try to pull myself out of that. So I thought this would be a good thing for me to do, and instead of just watching mindless stuff, to maybe start absorbing some positive content. I think that definitely plays a larger role in recovery than most people think. And I'm not saying that because I've experienced it necessarily firsthand, but I think I'm intelligent enough to know that sort of thing is important. And I have a lot of experience in regards to like self-growth stuff in the past. I used to listen to a lot of Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn, Les Brown, a lot of these, you know, motivational speakers, I used to listen to these people all the time, especially when I was doing sales, and I enjoyed it. So, and I used to do affirmation cards, the 369 method, which was Nikola Tesla's manifestation sort of thing. So I'm no stranger to the idea of positive thinking, and, you know, like I read Think and Grow Rich. I think is that Napoleon Hill wrote that. Think and Grow Rich, and then what's the other one? Napoleon Hill. I can't remember. There's another really like popular book that's a positive think, or, you know, like a positive self-help book. I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, yeah, just maybe decide to do that. Maybe on your, if you're not working, maybe try to, you know, I like, even when I wasn't in sales, I used to start my morning, I would just go on YouTube and type in motivational speech and pull one up, and I would just listen to that on the way to work instead of listening to music, or instead of listening to a YouTube or a podcast. I would put that on, and I think it's, you know, maybe try something like that, or find another audio book or something that will, you know, put good input into yourself. And yeah, so I just started it. I'm going to continue doing it, and I'll see if I gain any insight. It certainly won't be bad. So anyways, that's going to do it for this update. I just wanted to put that thought in your head, and hope you're doing well. Don't be afraid to take a medication. You know, do your research, but don't be weighed down by things that you think might happen before you've done it. Now, I'm not saying to obviously just take whatever your doctor gives you, but, you know, try to critically analyze things and not overanalyze things, which I'm totally guilty of. I have a terrible pattern of doing that, and it's easy to do, especially when you're feeling terrible, and especially when you're, you know, already have anxiety, and now you have, you know, your vestibular migraines and your triple PD on top of that, making you feel terrible, and then you have the anxiety of, well, what if this makes things worse? But you never think, what if this makes things better? So try to keep that in mind. Don't let the fear of what could happen stop you from taking a medication that could totally have you do a 180, you know? So, all right, that's it for today. If you're not thriving, keep trying. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I implore you to do as well. So, take care, be safe, and I will see you on the next one.